On Sabbath, Jesus was going through the grainfields, and as his disciples walked along, they began to pick some heads of grain. The Pharisees said to him, "Look, why are they doing what is unlawful on the Sabbath?" He answered, "Have you never read what David did when he and his companions were hungry and in need? In the days of Abiathar the high priest, he entered the house of God and ate the consecrated bread, which is lawful only for priests to eat, and he also gave some to his companions. Then he said to them, 'The Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. So the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath.'"
The excerpt from the second chapter of the Gospel of Mark is a story that, at first glance, may seem merely a discussion about the Sabbath. But if we look closer, we discover that Jesus has more to convey to us. Something that concerns the essence of our faith and the way we live our daily affairs. Let's start with a short story. There was a man who decided to live by the rules heard from a famous medic vlogging on Spotify. He decided that every day he would take exactly 10,000 steps. One day, when his pedometer showed exactly 1 step less than the accepted norm, he stopped in front of his house entrance. "I can't enter the house," he said, "because it will be 2 steps too many." And so he stood, disoriented and tired, wondering how to enter the house without breaking his rule. Absurd and abstract, right? But aren't we sometimes like this man in our approach to the rules of our faith? In the discussed fragment of the Gospel, Jesus and his disciples walk through sown fields. The disciples begin to pluck ears of grain, which immediately provokes criticism from the Pharisees. "Look what they are doing on the Sabbath," they say. But Jesus responds to them saying, "Have you never read what David did when he and his companions were in need and hungry?" Notice that Jesus does not reject the Sabbath rule. Rather, he points out that rules are meant to serve man, not the other way around. The Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. This is a reminder that at the heart of our faith should be love and care for one another, not blind adherence to rules. In our contemporary world, it is easy to get stuck in the trap of formalism. We can go to church every Sunday, avoid certain foods on specific days, and even regularly read the Holy Scripture. But does it all make sense if we don't understand the deeper meaning of our actions? Is our faith just a to-do list, or something alive that transforms us and the world around us? This is where Jesus teaches us something revolutionary. He tells us that true piety is not about mechanically following rules. True piety is understanding the heart of God's law: love, compassion, kindness. It's understanding that every rule, every commandment is there because of God's love for us and our love for each other. Let's think for a moment about our hero with the pedometer. Wouldn't it be better if, instead of counting steps, he focused on where those steps were leading him and changed his diet along the way? Similarly, in our spiritual life, instead of stopping at the external manifestations of our faith, we should consider where it is leading us. Does it lead us to greater love? Does it make us more compassionate, friendlier, more open to the needs of others? Jesus not only defends his disciples, but also establishes a new way of thinking about religion and piety. It's not about breaking rules for the sake of breaking them, It's about living according to the spirit of those rules that lead us to a deeper relationship with God and our neighbors. So let our challenge today be not to stand thoughtlessly in front of the doors of our spiritual homes, just counting steps. Instead, let every step we take lead us closer to the love that Jesus revealed to us in every word and deed. Let our faith be a journey, not just a collection of rules. Let's end our meeting with a prayer. Lord, give us the wisdom to understand your rules in the light of your love. Help us to live not only according to the letter of the Scripture, but also according to its spirit. Let our life reflect your love and kindness every day and in every situation. May God bless us all.